Hello people, so there was a lot of unease, uncertainty about when this chapter of One Piece 966 would actually be revealed. Considering what we found out about manga stream going down, like the early translations are done with. Well, here we are with chapter 966. I'm not sure about the translations, if they might be iffy, but regardless, it's got to be one of the most important chapters we've gotten in this flashback for a variety of reasons. It explains so much and gives us a lot of info. And it's not only monumental just because we've got the clash between two of the biggest legends in One Piece. I guess three if you count Oden, although I hate to say it, even though it's his flashback. In this chapter, it seemed like Oden was kind of an afterthought. And I hate to say that, but with the way that Roger and Whitebeard clash, the respect they have for one another, and the implications, Oden was not the staple of this chapter. Of what Roger discovered in his adventures and what we found out in this chapter were the most important. Start off with the cover page. This time we actually see Chiffon in Dressrosa. She's having her hair done by a hairdresser, but just while it's going on, the Marines storm in with the battery post of Capone, which means double trouble because I'm assuming they are aware of their connection with Capone, just because it was all over the news, so it would make sense. I don't know what's going to happen from here. There's still no sign of Lola being on Dressrosa yet, so I don't know what the end result's going to be. But we go into the island where we saw Roger, and we don't know what island that still is. Oda's keeping that very tight-lipped. However, you see there's a lot of palm trees, and there's a lot of vegetation. You saw the animals that were running away in the previous chapter, so it's very reminiscent to like where Luffy trained, but I'm pretty sure that's not the place. But it's it resembled that place. So anyway, we had Oden charging for the Roger Pirates, which was suicide, even for Kozuki Oden. So I like how he uses Notoryu Oden, obviously the two sword style Ganmodoki, and he just sliced two of the members of Roger's crew. But then you see Rayleigh, I cut him to pieces, and I like that because it's exactly the same expression you would have for Zoro. But then Roger's like, no, this might be too much for you, and I'm not too sure I agree with that. So it kind of puts a stamp on where the power scaling lies when it comes to like the second in command of the Roger Pirates and Rayleigh. Either way, Roger goes darting ahead, and I love the expression he gives. It's so casual, it's so Luffy-like, it's ridiculous. And one shot sends Oden flying with Kamasuri, and was awesome. And I said this in the previous chapter, we're finally getting to see hints of what Roger can really do, and it's insane. That one panel, I hate to say it, made Oden an afterthought because considering how much of a beast Oden's been in this flashback. But even he's no match for Roger, which we should have expected anyway. So he gets sent flying, he's bleeding, and even Oden's like, what the hell is that? And in comes Whitebeard, and you see the face, they clash, and Oden makes an observation, not even touching, and you get the hockey clash. I'm assuming because you get the sparks fly. We knew this was coming, but still didn't make it any less epic. Because, like I said, it's two of the biggest legends in One Piece, clashing, possibly for the final time. And I love the casually they're talking to one another. Whitebeard, Newgate's like, oh, you look good, Roger. How many years has it been? Newgate. So, give me everything you got. So, and you see like all the members of the Whitebeard Pirates and the Roger Pirates looking on. It is so epic. And we come to find out that 3 days passed during this battle, with both of them gaining the upper hand from shifting from side to side. So it's very evenly matched, which gives us a good perspective of where the power scale lies between the two. So, and then we couldn't find out that Roger's in bad health and he only has a year to live. 4 days pass, and then they're obviously partying together. They're exchanging gifts, as Rayleigh put it. So that was kind of funny. And I did notice the attention to detail. You have Teach, Marshall D. Teach. In the background, you have Marco and Jozu, but he's burning a hole. He's staring a hole through Shanks and Buggy, but most importantly, Shanks. He notices a straw hat. Buggy mentions Teach hasn't moved a muscle. He stayed awake. So I like how they're planting the seeds because it adds more to the encounter when we finally do get Teach versus Shanks. So it started all the way back here. So I love that. We have a conversation between Oden, Roger and Whitebeard, and the question's posed, can you translate it? Apparently, 13 years ago, we were able to do one what no one else has done, reach the end of the log post, but he mentions the island road start, which I guarantee you the Straw Hats are going to encounter. There's no reason to bring that up if it's not going to have some role. But that's not the last island, so we know it's Raftel. However, that's where we get the conversation about the raw poneglyphs, and Rogers does not know how to decipher it, but he's aware of them, the importance of it. So, and this explains why Kazuki Oden was on Rogers' crew, and I love how it wasn't Kazuki Oden just jumped ship immediately. Get there would be the biggest pirate crew in the world. Now, we do have a Luffy, Ace, and Sabo moment with Roger, Oden, and Whitebeard specify his dream, and it's like, that's right, and I'll be, and it cuts away. We know what Luffy said, and he's like, he's going to become king of the pirates. So I don't know what Roger said, but we know that's what he ends up becoming. So, and then Roger's like, Whitebeard's just laughing it up, saying, oh, you're full of crap, Roger. Are you a kid by any chance? Ask Newgate, Whitebeard, let me have Oden on my crew for 1 whole year as my last request. So, and this explains the level of respect Whitebeard has for Roger. But with him by my side, I know I can get to the final island. Obviously, Raftel. And that's why Oden becomes crucial in this. Because he's from Wano. We know the stonemasons from Wano created the raw poneglyphs. So it makes sense why Oden would be there. For Roger to go so far as to bow his head to Whitebeard for this request is insane. Some people undermine this, but it's insane. Like, the biggest beast in all of One Piece, the biggest legend, is bowing his head for Kazuki Oden for this pledge to Whitebeard. And even Oden's like, you shouldn't bow your head to me. Like, his crewmates, no, don't do this. And then Whitebeard gets ticked off, and you see like the storm cloud above the island, but he calms down and he allows, I want to go with them. So it wasn't a straight away transition where, oh, I'm just going to jump ship. No. But he saw something in Roger that he didn't see in Whitebeard. He respects Whitebeard to a degree, as we all do. But I think he realized his venture could go even further if he Goldie Roger. And we know this is going to be the last time that Whitebeard and Oden interacts. Because look at his face, it's been a trope for the past few chapters. But they actually do agree. It's like, you're free to choose what to do with your own. Izo says he's going to stay with the Whitebeard's crew, which I do find interesting considering the fact that he was so hostile a couple of chapters ago. Now he's willing to stay, and we know he stays there. He doesn't go back to Wano, and I still feel bad for Okiku because unless they go back to Wano and explain things, Okiku's not going to know what the hell happened. So Whitebeard with his pissed off expression on his face, they're going to say goodbye to Kazuki Oden, Tokiya Mizuki, and obviously Hiyori and Momonosuke. They also build upon the Oro Jackson, so that's pretty cool. I figured that would happen. He wouldn't just abandon his family. That would be totally irresponsible. Marco says, bring us back a souvenir. So they say farewell to the Whitebeard pirates, and it's on to the Gold Roger pirates. So talk about an upgrade. And I love how the Oro Jackson goes through his adventures, because this is awesome. It was cool to see Whitebeard, but now we're getting to see the King of the Pirates and what he went through alongside Oden. And you know how he's just making his mental notes in his journal still. Whitey, I love how he refers to Whitebeard as Whitey-chan. He's a great man, but Roger's incomparable. Lucky me. Yeah, two of the biggest legends Oden had huge ties with, and it's insane to think about what impact he's going to have on Wano. So it's been a while since I held a baby. I'm pretty sure it's a reference to Ace, Podcast de Rouge, which I hope we get some type of interaction or explanation. So I don't know if I'm probably assume that Ace is born around this time because that would make sense. And we also going to find out the Nekomamushi in Arashi also stuck aboard. It would make sense given the fact they know what happened with Kazuki Oden and Roger, and they went to the final island, so it makes sense why they're there. And I love the panel we get with each of the Roger pirates. Notice how you don't see Rayleigh there, though, but everybody else is like, oh, our captain may have accepted you, but we haven't yet. It won't be that easy. So we have a transition, a montage of their findings, and the next panel we get is like them singing Kazuki Oden, and you have Raja and Oden arm in arm. So that's so cool. We're getting interactions with Raja and its crew, which we have seen. So this is more depth we've ever seen before. Like I said, this was monumental. Crocus is mentioning you have 1 year left to live, and this is why. That's why I'm in a hurry. That's why I need you here, so you can help me decipher the poneglyphs, so I can find Raftel. Then they finally make the transition to Sky Island, Sky Pier. We know he left his territory there. Robin got the message on the goal, and I love how they used the knockup stream, same thing the Straw Hats did. So obviously the parallels once again, and Oden is just having the time of his life. Shanks' face is like priceless, and the Raja is like just casual about this. To think there's a people that live in the sky. We see the gold bell, and then this is where, interestingly enough, this is where we get the message deciphered. I think Robin already mentioned this, but it's kind of cool. We're getting it from Raja. So it's pretty much mentioned the stone has quite a voice, so it wasn't easy to find. Does she happen to say something about the incredible power? Remember, Goldie Raja has the power to heal all things, as does Luffy and Momonosuke, so that makes sense. Now, apparently, there's some information about the weapon called Poseidon, which we know that's Shirahoshi right now. So that's very interesting to me. I wonder if there's anything related to Uranus that we'll finally get. Maybe carving this out is not Raja, it's Oden. So that makes a whole lot of sense now. So the message is, I have come here and will lead this passage to the farthest ends of the world. Like this, I'm going to the end. Raja, from Kazuki Oden, the goal of which you risk your life for, the final chapter of your great adventure. And that's where that's the end of the chapter. The implications are crazy to me. Like, we know the Straw Hats are going to go through this at some point. I'm curious about what if they are going to actually get to see Roadstar Island. I don't think Oda would mention that if there's not going to be some type of relevance later on. But like I said, this chapter was monumental. It ties in so many loose ends. The pacing is crazy. I don't know how many chapters we have left in the year, but this is definitely one of the biggest and most important thus far. And it was cool to see Whitebeard and Raja clash. It looks like they're pretty evenly matched, but like I said before, Raja was already dealing with the illness, so you can short that out to any way you want. And Oden, boy, talk about a lucky life. He is leading, and I can't really see what's next. And I don't know how long is left in this flashback, but you can definitely tell it's becoming crystal clear. We're nearing the end of the flashback, and we're almost back to the present time. So let me know what you guys think down below. I thought this chapter was amazing, just for the world building and what we learned about Raja and his adventures. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.